Hey everybody, thanks for coming back to Walking in Shadow. I appreciate your patience with me. I know first week and a half of the video production, I just put one out after another, but I had that series in mind and it was easy to get that going once I already had it down. But I'm the boots on the ground in this shift of a lifetime, this energetic shift that's going on that's affecting everybody. Um, so, you know, I keep receiving like heavier downloads. I don't know how to call them. Not heavier, more intense, I would say. Like once a level of resistance is removed from a constant beam, then the beam gets in deeper, deeper, deeper. So I'm in the process of changing all the time. So, probably a couple more months in, I hopefully won't resemble the person I was at the beginning. That's just a personal goal. I do have to have a script so that I don't ramble because I've got a lot of information to cover. This video, of course, is the Incubus, the Succubus, and the Opportunist. I'll get back on that demon track. I know it's popular. My biggest video is about dealing with negative entities, and I've got a lot of knowledge about that topic. So I'm happy to share it. I know I keep saying I'm going to do this over here, over there. I am my entire team. So sometimes wires get crossed, even though they're mine. They're all my wires still. I got a lot of multi-dimensional selves that don't always agree. So the first thing I wanted to say about these entities are, I say demons because that's the nomenclature we're used to, demon. So, demon it is. I see them all as entities. In fact, I like to think about demons, where they're named or have a type, as like ethereal cryptids, in the fact that they're just as real as our physical cryptids that we have on Earth, but they're just at a slightly different wave pattern. Because unless you have like a full discovery suite of tools in order to simultaneously run every spectrum, which nobody has that. Or if you do, awesome. But maybe you understand better than I do. But they are there, just in another dimension of frequency. I gotta do this or because there's no direction for that. It's just somewhere else, or within, if you like. Nevertheless, all of these specific entities, well, let me say right away that the Incubus and Succubus are demons. When I'm talking about opportunists, I'm talking about humans that use sex to gain power. And I know there's a whole lot of ways we could talk about that. I'm not. I'm just going to talk about it in one specific way. But we'll get to that. I just wanted to explain that. So let's cover the Incubus, Succubus. Basically looking at the male or female presentation of the same thing. So if it's just like all negative entities, they feed on negative emotion. Like I would a parfait, delicious. I don't know if it's their actual sustenance, but I don't care that much about their makeup. Just trying to dispatch them, not dissect them, you know. So, but they feed on fears, lusts, other low frequency vibrational modalities, um, anger, resentment's a good one, guilt, worthlessness. I mean, we all know them. We all hopefully have less and less of them as time goes by, but we are all aware of our specific heavy thoughts, whatever they may be. So, as, like with most negative entities, you should, your primary goal would be to avoid them completely, which requires you to have a lighter aura, because not like they see the light and home in on it. They detect the heavy, low frequency emotional vibration and hone in on that, like blood in the water. So that's why, like with my series or a lot of my videos have to do with that shadow work and transmuting the lower energy vibrations into something higher vibration. I'm not going to get into the debate and like the thing that is moving me right now, because it's still moving me. It's still in motion, so I can't really say what's going on exactly. It's not a secret. It's just not completely developed. So stay tuned. Okay, so you can protect yourself with all the many ways of doing that. Whether it be amulets or talismans or prayers or smudging or crystals or, you know, whatever it is you do. That's good, but that's like that's really just dealing with a symptom of a deeper sickness, which is your own emotional darkness that must be not purged, but just needs to be transmuted, you know, alchemy, internal alchemy, not of the physical kind. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know enough about Qigong and all that to speak on it, so I'm not going to. But this same energy shift that's going on right now, it's causing our universe, the one we know about in general, is a duality model. And I don't even want to say the universe, because I don't know that. Let's just bring it all the way back to Earth. Earth is most definitely both a planet of manifestation, but it also has a very strong polarizing duality model that it is built upon. So that's why opposites are so attractive, because, I mean, it's just how this particular system is set up. So the shift in energy is just making that polarization that much stronger and more stark due to that duality model. do they have higher orders, you know? And I want to avoid dogmatic thought of like religion where there's a good guy and a bad guy, and the bad guy sends his demons to get you. All that does is reinforce the model. So I don't want to go there. It's just case by case, you know. Mainly, though, you want to get rid of it. So now we're going to go into the more nuts and bolts, excuse the pun, sexual part. But I'm going to keep it as clinical as possible. You know, the Incubus and Succubus both attack using sex, but it's an illusion. It's one of the most base illusions that can be detected and snuffed out if you already know what's coming. But if you've never dealt with it before or never had a video like this to watch, then, you know, unfortunately we are based from still a thinking primate, but nevertheless a primate. So you know, we got stuff we got to do. I think we all know. I really don't want to go too lowbrow with it, you know, just out of respect, because it's important. I've never encountered an incubus because I like women. Have I encountered a succubus? Yes. And that's why I can tell you about the illusion. Even then, it was very difficult to shake that off. I mean, it's beyond, you know, garden variety human lust, as powerful a thing as that can be. It's beyond that. And unless you have quite a bit of self-discipline, you're probably going to fold. That's okay. I mean, that's what they're made for. They're custom designed to seek out that center and, you know, capitalize on it. So, I thought I would mention also that, because I think it's really interesting. I mean, this can talk about opportunists too. Opportunistic humans are, it doesn't matter what tradition they follow. I mean, they're in every one of them, just like psychic vampires are, just like lots of things are. Like a type, archetype within a group. Because I'm talking about like the sacred power of the bodily fluids. It's well known, you know. I mean, breath, of course, still a gas, but then as far as liquid, you know, like blood, I think we all know blood can be used for things, and it's not good because you are bound to it, whatever that result is. Because it's linked to vitality and life force specifically, but I'm talking, of course, about like seminal fluid, because that's why a lot of the, like, you know, I grew up on Kung Fu movies, I love Wu-Tang Clan, that kind of thing, so I just went in deeper on a lot of that culture. And like the monks, the reason why they took that vow of chastity was because that way they kept that vital force within and didn't literally expel it out of their not only body but just zone. Because opportunists, it's not so much of a problem when you're older because, fortunately you have the experience that younger people don't have. There are people that want that vital force from you. And in the case of female or male, it's still it's coming back to that polarization of the duality model, because the dynamic force of the incubus and the receptive force of the succubus is still running the same model again. And then the opportunists are, I guess they wouldn't have to be any specific gender. It's just whatever works for you. I would just say to be wary of people who have knowledge, be it sacred knowledge, magic knowledge, whatever knowledge. If you know they have it, just think before you just hook up with that person. Because I'm not saying everybody has agendas, but some people do. And if they're lacking like a self-confidence in order to know that they already have that power, they believe you have it and they're going to get it and they know how to get it. So they get it. And it'll come back. It's not gone forever, but depending on the specific signs and symbols, times and seasons of your particular life, it may be important to have that personal vital energy intact. So that's why sex was always seen as sacred and really should be, because there's a definite powerful force, especially in the fact that creation can occur from it and a lot of destruction. Hey, that sounds like polarized opposites again. Well, So, just to sum it up, specific demon encounters, incubus or succubus, sometimes they happen like in a trance state or in a fugue kind of state when you're asleep, or in like a theta wave pattern. Just when it's easiest to get into your psyche. So I would say in the cases of both, your primary goal is to remove that negative vibration, the lower vibration, so that you're not as appealing a target. It has a lot of other benefits, but in this specific case of demon versus me, opposite, polarized opposite, it's just important to, you know what I'm saying. Just if you're going to hang out in magical circles or sacred circles or religious circles, I don't know, religions, I'm not going to get on that. That's a tangent. Pull. Tangent destroyed. But if you're going to hang around with people like that, then you just have to understand that a lot of the activity that occurs is not necessarily of a base sexual nature or a love nature. It could simply be a power structure. Sometimes it's already in place. Sometimes it's a lot of people that are open to things. Not like you shouldn't have an open mind or an open heart, but just be careful hanging around people, especially with alcohol or psychedelics or whatever that could affect your judgment. Yeah. But whatever, you're all grown. But I said it. Don't say I didn't warn you. This is what I would say about that. Really, the Incubus or Succubus only attack once, unless they find a host that is willing to continue the transactions. But that's usually like a pair of people who are, they're hurting in some way, and so it's a twofer, like a buffet, sex buffet for the demons. Yeah, it's real exciting. But anyway, I did want to bring up a thing I thought was very interesting, is that a lot of that energy, the sexual energy, comes from the sacral chakra, which I looked up the definition because I was like, man, it has more than one meaning, and the Merriam-Webster's dictionary says of, for, or relating to sacred rites and symbols, sacral. Or medically, it's a triangular bone just above your tailbone that is part of your spine. So the hardwired version, the hardware versus the software of the chakra that processes the information. I hope that's not a lot, but I just think it's very interesting, because to me, if you start with healthy chakras and constantly maintain yourself and your energy and use the warrior tenets or some other ones, whatever, just some kind of code that keeps you with self-discipline, then you're not going to have a whole lot of demon contact in the first place, unless you go looking for it. But nevertheless, I feel like I explained that well enough. If not, please leave a comment and a question or something. I'll be happy to cover it in the next video. Videos coming up. Next video is going to be called The Sanctity of the Void, because that's where I'm at right now in my learning. It's all void related. So I'm not going to get into it because I can do a whole video about it. So, but that's coming next. Then after that, I've been practicing like shamanic journey work for like 30 years, and I want to share that knowledge, but just for my benefit, in order to make some kind of living through this, I'm in the process of writing some ebooks about various shamanic journey work methods, or my methods, which could very well be somebody else's too, but it's the way I learned, and we're gonna move on from there. But definitely 2 different ebooks already that are being worked on at the same time. But the next video after the void video is about the journey work trance, and I'm going to try to do it. I don't know how I'm going to try to do it. That's 2 videos from now, so I'm not worried about it. It'll get done and you'll enjoy it. But that trance will be the basis, and that's why I want to get it out before the book comes out, because if people are already in the practice of doing it, and it's probably very familiar to various meditation trances or whatever that you may already know, but by me putting this my specific way out, it helps for the books, and it also helps just the whole thing. I don't know. How I talk about intuition all the time. I am intuition's bitch right now, and you shouldn't think that. You should think I have control, but like many other things, control is an illusion. I just have to trust, my journey started with vulnerability and letting my walls down, my armor down, let my heart come through and shine through. It's just a process. That's all I can really say about it. Every time I think I've got it figured out, I realize I'm only looking at one side. Well, I've got that side figured out. It's like a Rubik's Cube, oh, got one color. Oh, and all the other ones are not. So now that color has to be shifted back in and try and get all of them lined up. So it's a lot of frustrating work. But, I'm just letting you know. It's not like I've said before, I'm not coming from up on high to tell you something that your lowly self couldn't know. I mean, you just may not know it. You may not ever been in the situations. I've just been in a lot of situations because I brought it on with my brash youth. But see, that's wrong too. I've been told about that was wrong. That all the things that happen to me in major ways are always mini events. However major they may seem, they're just the thing that needed to happen to get me to the next place. And you don't know that you're in that journey while you're in it. The only way you know that you've passed on to another place is the fact that the journey ended and it began somewhere. And then you can look at it and say, oh, I did that. So I'm inside of it right now, so I can't really explain it any better than that. I don't think I've rambled too much, but I don't know. Things are changing. We all know it. I can say clearly from my heart of hearts to you, my lovely viewers, that I'm becoming who I really am, and I think that it is a thing, an egoic thing. I think that the love and light thing is not bad. It's a great way to be. It's a great concept, and love is definitely the major contributing force in the universe, which is great. We wouldn't want it to be the other way. Trust me. That being said, though, even though I was going to save some of this for the void, I just think it's important to say now that the same energy between light and darkness is the same energy. And because we live in a world of limited sensory input, we're just like looking at the world through a peephole, you know. We think the peephole is the whole world, and it ain't. There's a whole lot outside that peephole. There's a whole lot on this side of the peephole. So I'm saying outside vibration, we only have the ways we can measure things in a 3D way. So those energies still exist, even at the same frequency, but they don't have to actually be like this shining off my dome right now. This light up here and this absence of light here are the same thing. It's not like over here it's worse, you know. We're just built to go to the light, Carol Ann, you know. But the reason I say that is because I'm not of the light. That doesn't make me a bad person. Because again, that's part of the polarization mythos. But you can be just as beautiful, you can be just as noble, you can be just as compassionate. All the things that you could be being this shining paragon of light. You can also do it as a shining paragon of darkness. And it doesn't mean evil darkness, Sam Raimi, or, you know, whatever. It's not really a complete thought because I'm not there yet, but I did want to at least share that part that was not on the script. I want to thank everybody for your support, your continuing support of watching the videos and liking them. It'd be great if I could get anybody who hasn't subscribed to do so, only because in the analytics it says like 78% of the people who watch my videos aren't subscribed. Just click the subscribe button. I don't want to sound like a YouTube commercial. I'm just saying, if this ever is going to do me any good, then, you know, just add me as a subscription. I don't spam out videos that's going to, like, you know, wear you out or bore you or something. So, and if you don't like it after a while, you can just unsubscribe. But please, if you could subscribe, it would be helpful in the long run. Okay. Anything else? Yeah. Nice and clean. Like the beach and the waves just wash your feet away. All right, my friends. I appreciate you. I really do. My life is both the worst and the best it has ever been. And this is definitely a part of that, and I'm glad that you can be here with me. I appreciate that. Yes, that's it. Have a great evening.